Welcome back everyone for another Cobra Kai Season 4 Investigation Watch Party. One of the biggest anticipations of every new season are the titles of the 10 episodes. It's the ultimate tease. They give us a hint at what's to come while opening the door for our runaway imagination. Because there's so much emphasis on what the titles will be, there is also a lot of fakes, fraud, and straight up nonsense. As the most accurate and reliable source of Cobra Kai information, I tend to be the primary target. For example, in early January, before Season 4 went into production, someone messaged me on Twitter saying he found these leaked titles for Season 4. This person said I should make a video on these right away, but to give him due credit as the source. Ha! I told him I wasn't going to make a video and he became really upset. How could I not? What the heck? It's what I do. Needless to say, the titles looked fake and his reaction proved it. He made these up and thought he could get me to cover them and make him famous. The idea of misleading the fandom for his own pleasure meant nothing to him. There's a reason I don't traffic in likely false information or overhype non-events like a simple tweet as huge news. If you hear it from me, it's likely true. If you don't hear from me, it's likely fake or not newsworthy at all. You can always trust your watch party. As for the episode titles of Season 4, my original sneak peek video gave you the first two. Let's Begin is the title of Episode 1, and on a production sheet we saw the title of Episode 2 was Respect. I said in that video I thought that was an odd title for an episode. I still think that. In fact, I had been wondering for a long time if it was a working title. Since the show has gotten so much bigger, it is very possible they may start using fake or working titles during production to help prevent leaks. Thus, Frank Helmer, where the image came from, didn't much care that it was leaking out. He knew it would be different eventually anyway. That brings us to a new set of episode titles that emerged on the scene this past weekend. Now, as we don't know if they're real or not, I'll put a spoiler warning up. Now is a good time to click away if you don't want to know. Okay, here they are. Well, the titles aren't inherently ridiculous like so many of the fake ones. The title by Saf, Bicyphily. The title Bicyphily is particularly interesting because it's doubtful anyone would come up with that on their own. Bicyphily is a rare condition where an animal has two heads. It's most commonly observed in snakes. Two-headed snakes. And you can guess what that would mean in this show. But then, party time? Seriously, what the hell is that? What an odd title. Now this list appeared on Wikipedia. Wikipedia is one of the most dangerous honeypot websites there is. That is, it's a wonderful source of information if you want to read about an actor from long ago, or maybe you have a curiosity about wormholes. The problem is because there's a wealth of good information, it becomes a target for scammers, pranksters, and far-left ideologues. They hijack the trust you have in the site for their own agenda. That's why Wikipedia is one of the worst sources of information for news like this. Literally anyone can throw anything up there, and they do. Why? Because they're weirdos and think it's funny. Luckily, there's an easy way to check. For the most part, Wikipedia requires cited sources for what's on the page. A big part of the problem, however, is people can fake those sources. Or they put a source in that doesn't actually say what they claim it does. Let's look deeper. We'll click here. Okay, apparently this is coming from something called Entertainment Identifier Registry. Well, what the heck is that? I sure never heard of it. Let's look this place up. And this isn't much of a web page. Let's look around. Okay, it seems to be about something called metadata. Let's watch this video.
That you're looking for. But one of the problems is that there really hasn't been a single unified standard of language codes. And that's where the LMT comes in. And
Fine, just stop. Okay, whatever the hell the site is, it appears to be authentic. So let's look. We'll search Cobra Kai. Okay, well, let's see. Cobra Kai Season 4, Episode 10. Okay, here's the info. In title, it says Cobra Kai Season 4, Episode 10. Okay, let's try Season 4, Episode 2. And the title is Season 4, Episode 2. Let's look at Episode 3, and it's the same thing. So what does this mean? It looks like there was an edit to the Cobra Kai wiki, putting these episode titles in, and as per Wikipedia rules, a source was cited. But then when we investigated the source, it doesn't actually say what the Wikipedia entry claims it says. That means these titles, as enticing as they are logically fake. Yet another hoax perpetuated onto the fandom. So that's that. Thank you for watching. I hope this cleared a lot of things up. Hold on, wait a minute. That's weird. You see that? Right here. Last modification date, 2021 9/27 at 18:15. That means this page was modified on Monday, September 27th at 6:15 p.m. And according to Wikipedia, the titles were added on September 25th, 2 days before that modification. Now that is highly suspect. Is it possible after it was learned the titles got out, they went and changed the entries, removing the titles? It certainly looks that way, but we don't have proof. Nobody saw this page before it was changed. Wait a second. What if somebody did see it? Let's take a look at the Internet Archive, more commonly known as the Wayback Machine. Has it ever scanned this site? Let's look. Okay, 102 times, and most recently, on September 24th. Okay, let's grab the URL for the second episode here and check. There it is, and look at that. Title, First Learn Stand. How about episode 3? And G, Then Learn Fly. 5? It's Match Point. Number 7 is Minefields. Party Time for 8. And the title for the season 4 finale is The Rise. Sounds like the Emperor talking to Darth Vader. The Rise. Well, that's pretty conclusive. So it's worth pointing out the Wayback Machine did not grab half the episodes. It must have missed those pages, but we have way more than enough to conclude this list is authentic. That's a very important lesson. Be careful what you upload onto the internet.
He and I have been texting a little bit.
Texting. Right. Just words, though.
What do you mean? Oh, gross! No, just words, Dad.
Good. That's good.
So there's 2 important lessons here. 1, the internet is forever, and 2, WatchParty is unbeatable. But let's go back to the beginning. I observed this list felt close to real, but not precisely. For example, there's no title in Spanish. Each of the first 3 seasons had 1 episode with a Spanish title. Now it could be that they just decided to change things up this season, always possible, or it could be something else. As I've said earlier, I've long thought they may use working titles during production, which is what I thought Respect was. But then, which is the working title and which is the real one? If I had to guess, and this is mostly based on instinct, I think the first half or 5 episodes are real. Like, these really do look and feel like Cobra Kai titles. That also means Respect, that we were teased before, was a working title. The second half I'm less sure. Titles like Minefields and Party Time sound like working titles. In fact, doesn't Minefields and Party Time sort of sound like Respect, the working title for episode 2? It's maybe a vague title about something in the episode, but not real. So this means all 10 titles are real, but I think the first 5 are the actual titles and maybe the back 5 are working titles. So what can we take from this? Obviously, that's open to interpretation. I will point out for now, episode 6, Kicks Get Chicks. I feel like this could be referring to a few different things. Doesn't it sound like a working title for how all the guys get their girl to go to prom? Miguel and Sam, Dimitri and Yasmin, maybe Hawk and Moon, and Robbie and Tori? I would say right now, this is where you're getting your prom scene. I also think this may include Devin. In the character description, Devin is only called a potential new student. It makes me think she won't join up early the way Kenny does. Perhaps she was offered to join early on and refused, and Johnny and Miguel recruit her in episode 6. That's the same episode Hawk and other students started in Season 1. I will say the first 4 or so episodes definitely look like they are mainly focused on the team-ups and training for the All Valley. Obviously there will be more going on, but it'll cover a lot of the season. And party time, yeah, people are gonna think this is party time. It makes sense, it looks like party time. I'm skeptical though, I think this has to do with something else. We'll have to wait for more info. Do you think these titles are all real, partially real, or what? What are your predictions? Leave a comment and let me know. Subscribe to the channel because Watch Party is unbeatable. You're gonna want to be around for more, and there will be more. And if you want a real sneak peek of the first episode, you should watch that video right there. There's a lot of good info in it. Have a great day. I'll see you at the next Watch Party.